So here's our example, x squared minus 4x minus 12. We want to factor this expression, so first we check for GCF. There isn't anything that can be divided out evenly from all three terms, so we're going to move to the next step. We have three terms in our expression, so we need to use the method A times C. So with this, first we have to list A, B, and C. A is the coefficient in front of the x squared. In this case it's 1. B is the coefficient in front of the x term, and C is the constant. Now you have to include the negatives or the positives. So step 2 is to take A times C. So 1 times negative 12 will get us to negative 12. Step 3 is to come up with two numbers that multiply to your A times C number and add to your B term, which is negative 4. So this step takes some thinking, some guessing and checking, needs to multiply to a negative and add up to a negative. So in this case we have negative 6 and 2. So step 4 is to rewrite the original trinomial using the two numbers we just found to replace b. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 2x. Now at this point, it does not matter which order you put those two numbers in. The positive 2 could have come first, but they both need to have an x next to them. So now we have 4 terms. And what we learned in the last module is that when we have 4 terms, we can factor by grouping. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So our last step is to factor by grouping. So now we take out the GCF, divide out of 2. So x minus 6 is the same in both here, and x plus 2 is what we factored out. So these are our two factors when we factor the trinomial. So if we take a look at another example, we have, well, let's actually start over here. The next slide. So we have 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. So notice this time our coefficient is a number greater than 1. It's 2. Oops, b equals 7 and c equals 6. Step 2, a times c is going to get us 2 times 6. So we're coming up with two numbers that multiply to 12 and add up to 7. Multiply to 12, add to 7, it's going to be 3 and 4. Again, the order does not matter. So we have 2x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 6. So this step, really, we're not changing the problem at all. 7x, our middle term, is the same as the 3x plus 4x. So group from here. GCF would be x, and the GCF here would be positive 2. So our one factor will be the 2x plus 3, and the other factor will be x plus 2. And that is how you factor when you have 3 terms or a trinomial.